Alrighty, welcome back everyone. It is LaughNgamez here. I'm back with another Starcraft 2 1 vs 1 replay cast. I gotta say, it's been too long since I did one of these. Really, it's been like a week. And I know I tried to put one out generally every other day, but it's not been bone dry or anything. There's been VODs and other things coming up. I've also been streaming a lot on Twitch lately, but enough of that. We're here for the 1v1 cast. So it's going to be a Protoss versus Zerg on the map Automaton, and I thought, alright, gotta cast this one. Spawning in the left-hand side of the map, under the ID Trafalgar Law, it's actually JimRising, the Mexican Zerg player. But his opponent, someone I'm excited to see, spawning in the right-hand side of the map, it is Alarak, aka MC the Boss Toss. So a Protoss versus Zerg, MC versus JimRising. Should be a fantastic match. I'm excited to see how it's going to play out. Looks like MC is going to be going for something very greedy. A Nexus first, starting things off. But no, yeah, I thought, alright, MC's playing versus someone like JimRising. Always awesome to see how these guys butt heads. So, now, yeah, we'll see how they're going to face off versus each other. MC is going for something that's pretty greedy. JimRising, on the other hand, very normal timed and everything like that. Also, if you guys are interested, if you have not watched it, I actually cast a show match between MC versus Top, and that's also on the YouTube channel, which it's probably just like a few videos back. And that was absolutely awesome to see, but I saw this replay and thought, alright, another one with him, gotta watch that. So MC, interestingly enough, going Gateway into Forge as his tech of choice, whether it's just to throw up a cannon behind this wall to really secure it, or whether it's to get a fast upgrade. It's not an unheard of build. JimRising saying MC, question mark. Will MC respond is the real question. He is silent. Okay, now build-wise, JimRising getting up 6 Zerglings, a Queen. MC actually going for, oh, wait a second, how did I not catch this? He's actually cannon rushing at the natural, throwing up a gateway to block him in. Oh my god, is he actually cannon rushing JimRising this late? I apologize for missing this, guys. I just assumed it was like a safety forge. But is this intended to be like that gateway robo cheese or whatever? But anyway, 2 cannons are about to get up. One's being worked away on by Lings. The other's kind of blocked. Looks like JimRising's actually going to settle on going for the pylon, and he may be able to get it. MC throws up another, but it looks like that the cannons are going to go down. So the cannon rush does get shut down. Another pylon's on the way, but there's no chance that's getting up. So a bit of a failed cannon rush going down at an odd time for MC. I mean, there is cannon rushes that go gateway, and then you go for the forge, and then a cyber core, and then robos, like the really crazy sort of, I'm not gonna say I'll say has rush. It's the one that has went for in some of his tournament runs, but really it's just one of those aggressive, really cheesy Protoss builds. But MC opened up with a Nexus first, going for a cannon rush into a Nexus first. That's a very bold play out of the boss toss. Now build wise, I mean, committing to the cannons was odd, but I mean, he's got the other Nexus up to follow it up. He is getting +1 from his forge, getting up his cyber core. The cannon will cover this wall. It is a double pylon wall, so that's a little dangerous if JimRising was going to bust him or anything, but doesn't seem like that's going to be the case. JimRising just getting up his 3rd hatchery, a lot of drones, and MC's getting into a Stargate. So +1 and a Stargate on the way, so that's going to be interesting. But we'll see what he's going to eventually tech on into. Okay, now JimRising getting up an Evo Chamber, getting up just Overlords, everything. I don't need to talk about absolutely everything coming out, as we're really just waiting to see what MC is going to make with that Stargate. Probably won't be mass Stargate play since he is getting up his +1. But for now he's probably fairly contained on 2 bases as he doesn't have Warp Gate. So until he gets out an Oracle or a few Adepts, you can't really secure your 3rd base. So he is going to be stuck on 2 bases. Oracle is going to be getting Chrono boosted out. JimRising, he's probably got a pretty good sense that this is coming. I don't know if he has seen the Stargate. He hasn't actually seen the Stargate, but I mean, if he ran a Lingen, I think he could. Now, a Sentry's actually going to kill his Overlord here. So, I mean, as far as things go, JimRising has not actually seen the Stargate just yet. Like, he must have been close with his Overlords at times, but they were just a little bit off time there or something. So now an Oracle's moving across the map. JimRising's not really ready for it. And MC knocking my prediction knocking my prediction completely down. Now the Oracle's flying on, and we'll see what it's going to get done. But my prediction was that he wouldn't go for anything ground-based or for anything air-based, since he was, you know, getting +1 on his forge. But no, he's actually thrown up an extra Stargate. So MC is going to be going for that mass air. You know, what happened to that Oracle? Where is he flying around? There he is. He must have just poked on in. Found a different attack path, and JimRising actually still late with the Spore, so this Oracle's gonna get in at the third base, deal a fair bit of damage right now. Killing off a few more. Looks like, yeah, he's killing off a good chunk of drones right now. Pretty much every drone at this middle line dies. The last one gets saved, Queen Shoe at the Oracle, but that Oracle got 8 drone kills, which is no small amount. Now a Phoenix gonna be working away on an Overlord here, MC just trying to pick JimRising down. A Spore just going up in his main base, so cutting a few corners, JimRising, and he paid the price for it with 8 drones. 8 drones is a pretty high number for an Oracle. Now MC, he's getting up his third base while this is going on. He's got the Oracle out, but he's teching into Phoenix behind this. He's got 5 up, whereas JimRising is making a ton of roaches right now. And while I say a ton, I mean like 5. He's already... So, I mean, at this stage in the game, it's a fair few. He could be planning on putting on an aggression onto his opponent. We'll see, but he starts up a lair, starts up Overlords. He is making a lot more roaches, though, 9 on the way. So that's a pretty significant count. That's not just a defensive number of roaches, but versus Mass Phoenix, I mean, guys, Phoenix kill roaches incredibly slowly, but they don't do the worst job in the world, actually. Like, I mean, they lift up a roach, and then they slowly whittle down the count. Now, the Phoenix for MC are flying in, and I think this is a bit of a surprise for JimRising. They're actually going to find a queen here, lift both of the queens up, actually. Going to pop off one of them, then be able to dispatch with the other right away. JimRising has a Spore Crawler at each base, but losing your queens does hurt as a Zerg. Now the Phoenix working away on the Overlords here. JimRising is going for a counterattack. It's maybe a little bit desperate here, as it really needs to get some damage done since these Phoenix are hurting him. Now roaches are getting picked up right now. The Lings, they're a bit numerous for MC to lift them up. Now here comes in the roaches towards this base. However, there's an Oracle in the sky. There's no answer for that. There's a shield battery. Fantastic force fields going down for MC. That one Phoenix doing a lot of lifting. However, now a lot of Lings are flooding in right now for JimRising. He's going to try and get some damage done. MC's Zealots are buying time. The Phoenix lifting up some of these roaches. Another sentry comes on down. It can always throw up more force fields, and it does. And MC just sending JimRising packing right now. JimRising sort of, I guess, accepting his fate that he's not going to be able to kill his opponent. That attack really got shut down. And now he's just going into Hydras. He's getting up a 4th base, but he did that attack off like 55 drones. Whereas MC, he's now getting up a Templar Archives, getting up a Robo, getting up +2. And then he's got Charge finished up. So he's in a pretty good spot right now for the boss toss. Now, JimRising, he's getting up more Spore Crawlers to be safe from these Phoenix, since his queens are having a hard time dealing with it. He's building up a Hydra count in order to eventually be able to force these back. And once he does have up enough of them, he will be able to shut those Phoenix down. They'll lose efficiency. But MC actually moving across the map with the Zealots right now, maybe saying, okay, I see this 4th base, but you can't step out of here because these Phoenix will just lift everything you have up. And now suddenly these Zealots are hitting this 4th base of JimRising, so MC gonna be able to pick off this base from the look of it. These +1 Zealots doing work. Soon they'll also have +2. So JimRising just gonna have to really accept that. He couldn't step out, or the Phoenix would just lift everything up. Now, JimRising is starting to reach up a high enough Hydra count. He's at 18. And that's enough to really send back the Phoenix. As I mean, Phoenix do not scale as well as Hydralisk do. JimRising just gonna have to retake his 4th base, but the later this game goes, the more concerned I'm getting for JimRising as MC. He's reaching Psystorm. He's starting to build up Immortals, getting up an extra Robo, getting up an extra Forge. So he's just gonna have really all the tech that a Protoss wants. He's very happy on his 3 bases. And JimRising is going to have to take a fantastic engagement if a fight happens in order to hold on, because Psystorm, that is very punishing for the Zerg player. MC has 7 High Templar. That's going to be a lot of Psystorm. Now JimRising spreading out his creep while this is going on. Some Zealots moving in for another attack for MC. Looks like he may be planning on hitting multiple locations with Zealots. Now that is a lot of Hydras though. But a few Zealots running on in, some towards the 4th, they're going to get shut down, some towards the 3rd. JimRising though, he's reacting to that just fine. Now dealing with the harassment, definitely something he can manage. Dealing with the main Protoss army is what's going to be a little bit concerning. JimRising does have an upgrade for every unit. He's got his melee, he's got his range, and he's got his carapace, but MC's heading into +3, +1. And that's not going to be too good for JimRising. I mean, his upgrades aren't bad, but MCs are very good at this stage in the game. And JimRising, he seems just to be maxing out on Hydralisk right now. He's getting up centrifugal hooks, +2 melee as well, so he'll probably want banelings at some point, but you gotta get a good engagement if you are JimRising. Now, okay. MC is throwing up a lot of cannons. He's securing his 4th base. He doesn't even seem worried about moving out. High Templar dealing with those lings with their auto attack. Whopping 6 damage with their upgrades. Wait, do they only do 4 damage without the upgrades then? That's actually no damage whatsoever. Zealot does 10, or I guess 8 without the upgrades. Oh, High Templar. They aren't the biggest heavy hitters out there, except when it comes to their spells, you know. Now, JimRising's actually moving out, maybe not wanting to take the fight on MC's terms, so he's bringing the fight to his opponent, but MC has sentries, he's got High Templar. JimRising's moving around, maybe trying to pull MC out of position, it looks like. He's now heading in towards the 3rd base. There is a few High Templars, though, and MC gonna storm those. Meanwhile, the Hydras now hitting towards the 4th base are gonna be forced to back off. It looks like the cannons, High Templar there. JimRising not able to take the fight that he wants. A few Hydras are actually staying back here, cleaning up some Zealots, but they themselves are going to be in danger, so JimRising just losing some units. Meanwhile, a big counterattack going off at the 3rd base. Banelings are going to crash on into those Zealots. It's like the cinematic there. The Zealots just tanking some Banelings, but they do go down. Now, JimRising, I mean, he's getting into a hive. That's sort of the tech that you need in order to deal with this Protoss army, but this Protoss army for MC is looking so scary. He may just move out, and that could possibly be the end of JimRising. I mean, there's always a chance with Banelings getting fantastic connections, but here comes in the Phoenix. MC saying, wait a second, I don't even really need these anymore. May as well sack him, kill off a good number of drones, and he gets that. All the Phoenix will go down, all but 1 anyway. JimRising is securing up his 5th base, so it's not like he's on a terrible economy or anything, but this army from MC that's moving in, it is going to be so scary. Zealots are getting forced back on this side, but MC is heading in towards the 3rd base, and JimRising, he's going to have to try and come in from multiple angles, but he's going to eat some Psystorms. Actually, a bit of a misrally there. Now some Banelings roll forward, clean out a lot of the Zealots, which is definitely what he needs, and it's possible they can get the connections on the High Templar, but force fields going down preemptively for MC. A lot of Psystorms going down, more and more going down. There is actually so many High Templar. He can just storm for days. Even some more force fields going down, funneling those units. Drones are being pulled away from the 4th base as Zealots are ransacking it, and GG, MC manages to take it. Very well played.